Let's see. I'm just gonna check what this looks like. From the depths of space. Is it just? Wonder if it's just puzzles. Humanitarian management. The alarm indicator has various monitors. Device flashes steadily. Wait, so is this actually Ulrich's story? On the hospital bed, the rescued individual breathing maintains a steady rhythm. He has lost in a deep sleep.
Is he still in danger?
Wait, what? Is this a pass? It's a miracle. I never heard of anyone surviving a fall from the 6th floor to the building. He didn't fall 6 floors. The railing of the Place corridor stopped him. The investigator is meticulous. She won't allow such an exaggerated claim to be thrown out without rebuttal. What he did do to consume expired food and an excessive amount of alcohol, resulting in similar food and alcohol poisoning. Whether in mind or body, human seems far too fragile in the face of the storm. He stops himself from speaking further, realizing a little too late how inappropriate his comment is.
You weren't wrong.
Fortunately, the patient's sisters agree. I'll help him quit drinking, but I can't say how long it will take for him to accept the new reality.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let him know you came by when he wakes up.
Would you also let him know why I came by?
He proceeds to formally state the purpose of his visit. The LSCC has a backlog of encrypted internal research data, and most of the personnel who originally held the password and biometric verification information has already been reversed. Madame Lucy is gathering capable researchers to work on the decrypting the files, and I came to confirm whether Adler would be fit to the task in his current station.
No.
I'm afraid he's not fit to return to work at the moment. He still needs time to recover. I'll try to persuade him to join the cryptographic team once he recovers, but I'm just his sister. He doesn't actually listen to me all the time. Thank you for providing me with this information. Ulrich carefully crosses off an item from his to-do list.
As you wish. I'll give you some privacy, Miss Hoffman.
Go ahead. Ulrich quickly leaves the ward. The cryptographic team newest assistant meets Ulrich in the corridor and hands a printed document to him. Here's the monthly important file cryptographic report. Thank you, Dora. Also, he slips another list from the folder and thrusts it at her. I found some new encrypted files in Owen's office yesterday. Some of them have already been added to this week's to-do list. Please sync this up with other members of the cryptographic team on your way back. Oh my. Disbelief wells up behind her goggles, but like an arrow to armor, her feelings deflect straight off the crypto lead's helmet. I must remind you, lead, that the team is ready at the maximum workload. I accounted for the additional work hours required for each member. It amounts to no more than 80 minutes per person per day.
Sir, this workload has begun to seriously interfere with our time off.
I won't be able to attend my weekly cleanup for a mental charity session. Not this again. You have a PhD and 2 master's degree. You shouldn't be wasting your time cleaning windows. A fury of rebuttal whirls in Dora's mind, but she knows that such things cannot be solved through direct communication.
I'm afraid I must bring this issue up with Madame Lucy.
You're overreacting, Dory. I stand by my rights. Ulrich feels a sharp, painful electric current course through him. Fine. I'll report on the team's workload to Madam Lucy right away and submit your complaints on your behalf. Thank you, Lead. Finding no issues with having the subject of her complaint delivered it to her. Tori. See. Dory Lee is feeling relieved. Despite Ulrich's unrest, the work report must be carried out in an orderly manner. In summary, the progress of processing the remaining encrypted data has reached a 103.15% this month, slightly exceeding expectation.
I am pleased.
It is perfectly in line with theoretical projection. For a machine in line with theoretical projection, it's highly praised indeed. Any other news to report? Ulrich lets out a heavy, windless sigh. They're wondering, the cryptographic team assistant Dory has filed a complaint against me. She believes the current work arrangement greatly exceeds reasonable standards. Lucy nods. The complaint is justified. The cryptographic team has been operating beyond humanitarian management standard for some time. Ulrich momentarily struggles to grasp such a term. Humanitarian management? Your confusion is understandable. This is, in fact, the first time I'm putting this concept into practice. Based on my analysis on the operating procedures and current human resource situation in the class, I plan to implement a humanitarian management model. How should I understand the strategies of this new model? Perhaps an example will be better illustrated. For instance, would you like to apply for extended leave for headquarters, Ulrich? What? The abruptness of the question leaves him dumbfounded. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. It's quite difficult to conduct a conversation on humanitarian management between two parties, neither of which are human to begin with. Returning to the complaint, aside from the one you submitted yourself, I have received 27 similar complaints in the last week. Many of the letters came from your team members, and they all share a similar theme. The cryptographic lead has failed to truly consider the physiological need for his organic colleagues. Almost 30 complaints in 1 week. Ulrich inextricably ponders his response. I can reduce the working hours for my organic colleagues, but I can't adjust everyone's schedule to match the slowest member. I recommend ensuring everyone gets the 8 hours of sleep necessary to maintain good health. This does not mean, however, that the remaining 16 hours should all be used for work. I revised the work schedule according to your recommendation, Madam Lucy. The slit in Lucy's face flashes in approval. Now on the matter of leave. I believe a proper and significant vacation will help you and your team relieve yourselves of excessive stress. You must understand, this is a crucial element in implementing humanitarian management. But what about the rest of the encrypted files? He has successfully built a team capable of handling routine cryptological tasks independently. That deserves recognition, Ulrich. He raises one last concern. The next storm could occur at any time. Location outside the headquarters are unsafe. Your concern has been fully noted and considered. I can recommend a safe location for you. The LSCC Pasectic branch. According to our records, the geographic location of this branch has granted it the same immunity to the storm as headquarters. Not long ago, Ulrich assumed leadership there at my suggestion. He mentioned that a set of facilities has been established specifically as a safe retreat for the recruitment of staff members. A familiar name. Ulrich, so he was transferred all the way to Pleasant, was he? The decision to send you there has been made in consideration of mutual interests. I'm sure he will understand. Yes, Madam Lucy. The awakened finally surrenders under the banner of humanitarian management.
Fine, I'm taking a break.
Very well.
This will be a solid first step in the implementation of humanitarian management. Satisfied with her successful persuasion, Lucy continues. Good news, I have reviewed your work hour records and your accumulated vacation time has reached 999 days. In fact, the actual number may be greater, as early spreadsheets only allow for a 3-digit maximum. Until then, I will leave it to you to decide when you return. Enjoy your vacation, Ulrich. So isn't that almost like 3 years? A 3-year vacation. So now we're on stage 2. So a new friend. So, oh, part 1? Okay. What's that noise? Thanks to the jet engine and Berlula's principle, the distant journey doesn't take long to cover. The Plaza branch bears a striking resemblance to headquarters, a result of the rigorous standardization of the branch design guidance set out by Laplace. Ulrich feels like he's in a dream. This place looks almost identical to headquarters. As Admiral critiques the hostess' interests. Yes, but unlike headquarters, we have more space, less work, and lower outdoor temperatures. It's a perfect holiday spot.
Welcome to Pleset's Retreat Center, Ulrich.
Come, let us show you around the facilities. Actually, I need a lab to store my data.
Hmm?
The receptionist lets out a stifled hum as he tries to grasp these words. Data? Do you mean you brought work here? Aren't you on holiday? I have something to do while I'm here. It is clear that he is already regretting this holiday. That won't do. Holidays are for disconnecting from work, not taking on new projects. You have to understand that people work to live, not the other way around. He passed Ulrich's steel frame with unwarranted familiarities.
Play some games, sleep in, maybe have a chat with the others here. If you're lucky, they'll even be willing to hang out with you. That's what people do on a holiday.
Besides, your room hasn't been cleaned yet. This holiday checklist utterly fails to spark Ulrich's interest. I'll clean the room myself. Alright then, follow me, my serious friends. The receptionist leads Ulrich down the corridor and to the door to his room. What is this? This is just some dream or something? Why is he in his office again? As the door opens, they are hit with a hefty stench. Ulrich immediately shuts off his all-functioning input channel. Here we are, Ulrich.
It seems like a dumpster exploded in here.
Doesn't the plastic management protocol include regular cleaning for vacant rooms? Actually, it doesn't. It'll be best if you don't set your expectation too high, Ulrich. This was ordering an abandoned administration facility, remember? After Mr. Ludwig repurposed it into a recovery center, management has deliberately reduced to avoid disturbing the occupants. I can handle the cleaning myself, but I need a high-performance computer that meets laboratory standards.
But you're not on any projects right now, so it's unlikely they'll give you anything close to a high-performance computer during your stay here.
A spark flares on one of Ulrich's circuit. I'll submit my quest, regardless of the outcome. With that, he steps determinedly into the garbage dump of a room and starts picking trash off the floor. A snacks shopping list, a custom party light, mini controller, a pile of bizarre economical keyboards, broken electronic musical synthesizers. All of it should go to the warehouse. And this. Ulrich reached for a small device on top of the storage cabinet. An alarm pierces the room with a panicked scream. What is this? I have no idea. Maybe a homemade circuit testing device. No, the craftsmanship is much too precise, and the components are custom made. This is clearly a sophisticated instrument. Certainly not something that should be left unattended in a pile of junk. Could you check for any transfer records?
Just so you know, Ulrich, with these storms coming back like this, things have been falling by the wayside.
No one knows how many things we misplaced over the years. How could we possibly trace something you found in a pile of junk came from? All the work on systems and protocols, yet when you actually need to use the information from any of them, they're totally useless. The receptionist nudged Ulrich gently on with his elbow. Don't overthink it. Just toss the thing. As if resisting its fate of being discarded into storage, the device blares an alarm once more. What now? Did I trigger a switch? No, wait. It seems to be responding to our conversation, and the first time it sounded was when I actually touched it. You don't think... And these ripples on the screen, while I can't decipher their meaning, they may be conveying some sort of message. Could it be? Realizing a critical possibility, Ulrich carefully placed the stethoscope back into original position.
It's an awakened coming to life all alone in a deserted office. You...
Oh, so it's an awakened? So I wonder if he could talk or not. He turns around only to find that the receptionist is long gone. Fine, I'll handle this myself. Left without assistance, Ulrich faces the dual challenge of social interaction and technical problem solving alone. Straightening both his attire and his back, he adopts a formal, courteous tone.
Hello?
Don't be nervous. That touch earlier was just an accident. So what are we supposed to do? Can you communicate in English? Hello? Beep 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 beep. So he's doing different types of languages. Looks like I need to start studying waveforms. Wait, it seems the signal is not properly connected. I need to guide the signal to the receiver first. Apologies, but I need to make some adjustments for you. Miss, sir, or... Alright. There must be components here to help me adjust the signal, like these deflective plates. Various interference will block off any signal transmission. Use the deflection plate to alter the direction of the signal and guide them to their destination. Drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop. Use the components to direct the signal waves to the receiver and activate the device. Tap here to view all the components and their functions. Can I rotate this? Okay. Oops, wrong way. Connected! Can we talk now? Can we communicate? He gives one last wave to the oscilloscope, only to receive a series of erratical, indecipherable waveforms in return. It seems that it has not yet managed to find its way to express hello. Perhaps awakening alone in an abandoned office has caused its language functionality to deteriorate. The oscilloscope responds, or at least seems to. Oh, I didn't mean to be. I didn't mean to belittle you. The display waveforms flatten into a straight line as the device shuts down completely. I suppose I deserve that. Before Ulrich can sink too deeply into self-pity, the receptionist reappears. Ulrich, stop what you're doing. The welcome party is about to begin. Welcome party? To be continued. Part 2, a welcome party. Ulrich is ushered into a laboratory packed with computers. The thick smell of alcohol and an explosion of cheers fills the air.
Let's raise a toast.
A big welcome to our distinguished researcher from headquarters, Ulrich.
Is this really the banquet hall?
The floors and workbench are littered with smoked fish, slices of red sausage, and unmarked bottles of vodka, all sourced from nearby towns. That's right. That's a reasonable use of public facilities, don't you think? Hardly. What kind of place is this for a party? Any spilled alcohol could corrode and short-circuit the equipment. But our geometric speaking is the central point of this facility. It's the closest place to everyone's room. He extends a finger and traced dazzling geometric patterns in the air. We hosted a number of parties in this facility. Both experience and theory confirms that this lab is the most popular location. The electric logic of the plastic scientists extends even to this remote branch near the Arctic Circle. I don't think this is a math problem. It's a systematic problem as an issue. Dining in the lab should be strictly prohibited. The equipment we left is already dwindling. We can't afford to lose any more. Don't be such a buzzkill, Ulrich. This is your welcome party.
That's right.
We always welcome the newcomers. I'm Dmitri. That's Alexander. And over there is Elena. Oh, and there's Ivan too. But he hasn't showed up yet. No use waiting for him. Let's have a drink. He holds out a glass of vodka, spiked with chili pepper. Come on, friends. Ulrich shuts off his olfactory function. No, I refuse to drink alcohol. Don't you have anything non-alcoholic? This question is met with a burst of laughter, akin to the howling wind of Siberia. Dmitri gives Ulrich an overly enthusiastic pat on the tank. Only vodka can help people forget their troubles, my friends. Give it a try. It might work for you, too. Dmitri raised his glass, leading a group into another room, but Ulrich still doesn't touch the glass in front of him. I never asked for a welcome party. Were these supplies purchased with the LSCC budget? Dmitri answers his question without hesitation. To branch leader Ulrich, in order to host team leader Ulrich's alcohol and food has been purchased as followed. Please approve of reimbursement. That's it.
It all reeks of corruption.
Look, let me do my work. The less CC funds should go towards researching the storm, not unnecessary indulgence. The party comes to a abrupt halt. What? This wasn't necessary at all. That's better just be a bad joke. I'm not joking.
Oh dear.
You're serious?
Here is the case.
We just wanted to lighten your mood, Ulrich. What a buzzkill. But I can't. A wave of shushing down out Ulrich's protests. Even the densest person could feel the shift in the room's mood.
I've had enough.
Enjoy your vodka and smoked fish. I refuse to participate in such a misuse of funds. Ulrich turns towards the door. The researcher quickly clears the path. Their eyes follow him as he swiftly exits the room. So he has work all the time on his mind, I guess. And doesn't need unnecessary activities. Ulrich feels as though he just knocked over a beaker full of liquid and spilled dangerous chemicals all over the floor. Though harmless to him, the mess leaves him irritated. Facing the snow-covered plains, he aimlessly watches a variety of black dots scattered in the distance. One of them starts to move closer, slowly taking the shape of a person in its approach. A distant voice drifts over, carried by the cold winds.
Hey! Ulrich? Is that you?
What does it sound like? Huh. First, he noticed a long coat, then a head of silver-white hair, just like the snow. Would it be Windsong?
Windsong?
Yep, it was Windsong. That's the only one I remember that has the. I'm like, she sounds familiar, and then like when she said the hair, I'm like, oh, it's Windsong, because that's the only one I know that has the wavy ones. Oh, but there's other ones that I know, but she's the only one that I know that is usually in the cold areas. Shooting the figure is close enough to engage in conversation. This is an unexpected meeting for them both. Yes, it's me. What brings you to Plastic? I'm on holiday. Are you? No, I'm working in the nearby mines. I just come back every now and then to restock supplies. There's a serious oversight. I should have visited you at the mines before I came to the recovery center. Forget about it. There's no need for formalities, Ulrich. Formalities? He clearly didn't intend it that way. What I meant was, if I visit you first, you might have warned me about how unpleasant the traditions are here. She gives Ulrich a scrutinizing look, like a scholar studying a rare mineral. Then after a moment's thought, she comes to a conclusion. Haha. Her sudden chuckle leaves Ulrich baffled. What are you laughing at?
I see. They must have put you through hell with that whole welcome party.
Did you run out on your own, or did they kick you out? She shakes her head in resignation. No need to answer, it's the same result either way.
Indeed, couldn't be worse.
They called it a banquet, but it felt more like an excuse to drink to me. Culturalistic speaking, for this lot, banquets and drinking aren't all that different. Ulrich is dissuaded by such rhetorical dodging.
But we're Laplace researchers. It's our foremost responsibility to focus on theories, ideas, possibilities, and experimentation. That's where we must focus our time.
But now, their minds are filled with nothing but alcohol. They're just trying to relax. That's what vacations are for.
That's not how I see it.
Before coming to Plasek, I read the schedule for some mountain sanatoriums. They included activities like resting, gentle walks, and book discussions. Not one of them recommend consuming alcohol or high-sodium food. Endless indulgence and escapism helps no one. She remained silent for a moment, long enough for the cold wind to suppress Ulrich's eternal irritation.
Yes.
You're right, giving up isn't the way to face disaster. But it isn't endless, as you say. It's not necessarily a bad thing to indulge yourself every once in a while. Ulrich can't grasp how removing the word endless would significantly improve the implication of indulgence and escapism. I know some of the people vacationing here. Most of them are either top students at prestigious institutions or outstanding professions in their field. In the past, they buried themselves in libraries and labs, living discipled lives in pursuit of academia. But the storm turns them into lost souls, unable to hold on to their beliefs or face the new reality.
A complete breakdown of order may be just what they need to vent their fears. Then perhaps they will be ready to stand tall once more.
I'm not convinced. Does this psychological therapy method have a solid theorism foundation? Winston struts. I guess it's more of a imperial approach. It doesn't deteriorate the diligence, rationality, and sense of responsibility of researcher. In fact, they usually come back with a vengeance. But personal experience is unreliable. There's no guarantee this method will produce results. Winston lets out a small, bitter laugh.
We won't always get the results we hope for. Yet, proving a theory wrong can be just as important as proving one right.
Her gaze shifts past Ulrich's shoulders to the building behind him. So, are you going back or are you going to stay out here in the cold? Go on ahead. I prefer you stay here until all the nonsense is finished. To be continued. Let's see. How many is there? Unwanted noise. So part 3. Nightfall comes early. Winsome already left about an hour ago. The welcome party should be over by now. Before the cold air can stiffen his joints, Ulrich heads back inside. The Pentuke venue lies directly on Ulrich's path to the office, forcing him to pass by the geometric center point. The road social noise from behind the closed door suggests the party is still at peak. Eventually, the guests' excitement doesn't hinge on the presence of the party guests of honor. Endless nonsense. He quickens his pace. The room is still a mess, and Ulrich isn't about to start cleaning now. The oscilloscope remains in its original place. Alright, now we got time to talk. Can you turn yourself on? Despite its connection to the power source, the oscilloscope remains unresponsive. Ulrich has no choice but to turn it on himself. power switch wouldn't be placed among all these tiny buttons. Let's rule out this session. And it probably isn't on the front panel, so... Carefully fitting along the back of the machine, he finally finds the toggle switch. Success! Interesting. The output is a little different this time. I should probably summarize some of the recording waveforms. Otherwise, they'll just be gibberish to me. Who let a car buckle in here? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Catch it, everyone! Quick, get it! First to catch it... Wait, first to catch it gets this string of sausage. Damn it, who's running around in the corridor? Back to summarizing. It's not hard. But some of these signals are too weak for my liking. Unfortunately, I borrowed a few signal amplifiers from his engineer team ahead of time. Let's put them to use. When there are multiple receivers, all devices must be activated to obtain. When there are multiple receivers, all devices... Okay. Okay. So what to make it go here? Okay. Wait a sec. No, that's not work. So I can't move those, huh? Wait. Wait a sec. Wait a sec, I really messed up already. So oh, this doesn't work right. Nope. That has to be it, so it has to be this. Oh wait, this is the messed up one. Wait, what? Let's see. I can move this one, right? Wait a sec. Wait, no, that's not gonna work, right? Alright, we got it! I'm like, wait a sec. Okay. A festival time with friends aplenty. We talk to friendship in days gone by. This is insane. Hey Millie, congrats on second. How's your day? Ulrich's train of thought is utterly derailed.
That's enough.
Everyone, raise your glass. Clearly, no amount of shouting from the other side of the door will stop these partiers.
Stop it already!
By the time Ulrich has stepped into the corridor, all but one of the partiers has already disappeared. Ulrich, I thought you weren't coming back. Come, join us. We're catching critters, though. The little tyke seems to have vanished. I need a better vantage point. Dimitri staggers over to the corridor railing and leans most of his body over the edge. Is he about to fall? Ulrich lunges forward, grabbing his shirt and yanking him back. So he did fall. Or slip. Ow! What was that for? My carbuncle, my sausage. Damn you, Ulrich. This is all your fault. What do you mean? We saved you from falling. For fuck's sake, I saved your life, you drunken idiot. It's funny how they use the flux. I didn't ask you to save me. Even Ulrich could tell that Dimitri was mocking his tone from the welcome party. Unbelievable. This is a research facility, not your tavern. The next storm could strike at any moment, and here you're wasting away the time drinking. And what a great world-changing research are you working on, Ulrich?
Lead us, O brave Emperor Ulrich, my liege.
Lead us to invent the ultimate machine to weather the storm. Huh? Is someone fighting? The commotion in the corridor has caught the attention of a few partiers.
Great!
It'll be a waste of a buzz without a good fight to watch. It's Ulrich. Oh, this is way more fun than chasing a carbuncle. A growing crowd surrounds Ulrich and Dimitri as their argument continues. Understanding the storm will require extensive theoretical work and many experiments, yes, but is no means by unsolvable global disaster. Experiments? What? Like the piece of electronic junk you picked out from the trash? Junk? What junk? Dimitri, be specific.
An oscilloscope. It was left in the office, and Ulrich thinks it's alive.
The crowd bursts into laughter. You can't jump to conclusions. If you want to be a clown so badly, why don't you head over to the circus in Murray and hand them your resume? Now that I think about it, your Bubbles head would look perfect with a red nose stuck in the middle. Good lord, that's perfect.
That's right.
And then circus should still be in town. You'll just be in time. I'm wondering if these researchers are going to get some back talk once they sober up.
Enough!
His shouts cuts through the mockery like a knife. I have attempted to communicate with you in a normal, reasonable way. Now I see it was a huge mistake. Huh?
Just when I thought perhaps my fellow Laplace researchers might be able to take their responsibilities seriously and not behave like imbeciles, you go and prove me wrong.
Shut it! The world would be better off if the storm took you all!
Oh man! He says stuff that he can't take back. Are you serious, Ulrich? Ulrich says nothing, turns around, and locks himself in his room. Did I hear that right?
That's too far.
What gives him the right to say that?
Leave him to his tantrums. Let's go. He'll never be one of us.
It's Dimitri's fault. Part 4. No more idleness. Months pass, or is it years? Aside from moving to a larger, cleaner room, Ulrich's time at Plastic hasn't changed much. At least he cleaned his room. Look how neat it is. A long-abandoned oscilloscope has been placed in the new room. It sits next to a lukewarm cup of coffee. He definitely presses a couple of buttons and twists a few knobs. What's on your mind today? Ulrich has now mastered the eternal control of the oscilloscope. He's never once considered opening the casing to examine its internal structure. There's no new information. All I can do is replay historic data. I already compiled all the recurring patterns from the waveforms. All that's left are a few incomprehensible fragments. I think I need a larger sample size if I ever decide to decode them. He picks up a well-worn transcript from the desk. Notes from a lecture in logistics from branch leader Ulrich. Some parts of the lecture seem to point him in the right direction to decipher the oscilloscope signal, or perhaps they point to somewhere else entirely. Logistic rules, including grammar and electric concept mapping patterns, are largely established through social consensus, commonly known as convention. Chaos and randomness are fundamental characters of natural language. Likewise, language is inherently narrow and biased. This means that the utility of language is limited to the cognitivity level of its user. Patterns and chaos coexist. The oscilloscope signal patterns matches the logistic traits Liquid describes. Past experiments has also proven that the oscilloscope doesn't react to environmental variables. Memories of this past experiment bubbles up in his mind. Memories of carrying the oscilloscope around the facility and enduring the stares of others as if he were an alien. Which proves this isn't some kind of modern device. No, it's definitely actively transporting information. But with the current sample variety, I can't verify my hypnosis any further. There's a knock at the door. Is it Windsong? Yeah, it is. It's the only one that can not. Just gonna knock on his door since he told everybody else to die. Hey, old friend, are you in there? For a scholar often out in the field, her visits are unusual. Windsong, come in. She steps in and places some cheese and caviar on his desk. Thank you, but I have no use for these. Alright then, I'll give them to someone who does. She promptly takes the gifts back. Any progress with the oscilloscope? Nothing substantial. Are you here to take a break? A flicker of surprise crosses Windsong's eyes. No. The storm is coming. I'm here to take shelter. You should have received the alert by now, too. Ulrich seems to have taken a long moment to process the urgency of this global disaster.
Ah, yes. Of course.
He sinks into a somber mood once again. Hey, Ulrich! Why are you just sitting there in silence? What are you thinking about? In less than 12 hours, the outside world will be reversed. Is there anything in the era you left undone? I think he just has to apologize. Ulrich remains silent, unsure how to respond. And after the storm, are you planning to end your vacation and return to headquarters? This thing is so noisy. He reaches out to turn off the oscilloscope, but Winslow stops him. Leave it on. It'll be too quiet here without it. I had to wrap up my expedition in the Arctic Circle. After the storm passes, I'll head back to headquarters. I need to organize the data I collected and give the ley line lecture there. If you're planning to leave, we could head there together. I haven't decided yet. Perhaps I've grown accustomed to this undisturbed life. The peace and quiet help me reflect on the era and the storm.
Peace and quiet? You didn't even realize the next storm was already on its way.
Winslow lets out a playful whistle.
Not looking too good, my friend. Your long vacation has taken its toll on you.
You should return to headquarters, do some real work, and get back into shape. And don't forget to bring some reunion gifts for your team members. You agree with me, don't you, little guy? Surprisingly, the oscilloscope responds every more attentively to her words. What? Ulrich buries his head into the display, the little ball of ferrofluid trembling with the frequency of the signal. This frequency, it isn't right. He grabs his notes from the desk and quickly scans his records. February records? No. October? Here it is. But it doesn't match at all. Winsome reflectively pulls out a pencil and notebook, only to realize she has nothing to write down. Did you find something? The amplitude of all the signals is increasing. The peak and throw of the new waveforms are nearly maxing out the instrument's display. Has the regulator been disrupted? Indeed, the probability of the familiar patterns appearing has dropped significantly. The randomness of the waveforms is rapidly increasing. Could it really be reacting to what we're saying? No. There's no reason it should respond to what we said, and you know I never believe this thing is awakened. Even I almost gave it up on that hypnosis. That's a relief. Then what exactly is going on right now? Has something changed? The ferrofluid shoots upright, forming an exclamation mark. It's a storm. It's directly affecting it.
Our holiday is over.
To be continued. So part 6. Humanitarian approaches. Oh, part 5? Okay, part 5. It's an ordinary workday like any other. Dora hums a cheerful tone as she dusts the equipment for a handheld static duster. Without warning, the lab door opens. Dora, what are you doing? A long absent figure appears in the doorway. Work? She hastily slings the duster to the workbench beside her. I thought you know better than to throw things onto the workbench by now. I'm just a little surprised. Fair enough, but still, take care of the equipment. These integrated circuit machines just keep getting more expensive. Ulrich briefly steps out before returning with a heavy piece of computing device. What's this? A gaming console for the team. It comes preloaded with Ping Pong League, Super Spaceman, and Leviathan, and a Deep Space Maze. It can also serve as a vertical development platform. You can design your own games on it. So what's it doing here? The image before her is almost surreal. It's a gift. I bought it for the team. Before Dora can react, Ulrich has turned and left once again. He quickly returns, this time carrying a smaller device, the oscilloscope. He carefully places it on the workbench. I have to admit, taking such a long holiday was an irresponsible act of negligence on my part. No, Lead, I think...
I'd like to apologize for my absence. There's no excuse for spending so much time at the retreat center and neglecting my work here.
It's fine. I already submitted a request for Madame Lucy. For the next 36 months, I will forfeit all personal salaries and benefits. I knew it. Don't tell me. I compensate for the loss caused by my assets by doubling the work hours.
No!
Ulrich seems deaf to Dora's protest, moving straight to the point. So I was like, "Oh, we don't want to see you every day." He plugs the oscilloscope in and turns it on. From now on, the cryptographical team will take on new long-term tasks. It requires each team member to independently propose a framework for classifying the waveform of this oscillator without discussing it with each other. This secrecy is paramount in discovering any blind spots in my methods. But I haven't been briefed on anything. No need. Get to work right away. I'll show you how it's done. And that's the long and short of it. Alright. For all of you, intertwining initial patterns should be a simple task. Yes, Lead. The real challenge lies in how to deal with the chaotic parts, the one without any patterns. I'll do my best to understand. It's all down to the team. Once you're all proficient enough, we can spend the larger scale statistic work. I identified one set of the signals from a previous work, the description key. It can control the shielding switch, disabling the shielding device to unlock more pathways for receiving signals. The description key is a special description signal. On its own, it cannot activate the receiver. Connect the description key to the shielding switch to turn it off. After the shielding switch is off, the shielding device blocking the signal will be disabled. Signals can disrupt each other. A existing signal can take priority and block any new signals that cross its path. Place a composer here to block the signal. Okay. Okay. We got it. Wait, we don't. We don't got it! Where's the no other parts? Oh. Oh, okay. Easy peasy. The work on the oscilloscopes quickly becomes a part of the team's routine daily tasks. Unfortunately, today's research still yields no progress.
Would you like to hear my thoughts on the oscilloscope, sir?
Go ahead. Maybe it's just really a broken machine, like most of the equipment we clear out and store in the repair room. But the storm impacted the reading. That's highly unusual. No, it's actually quite ordinary. Storm interferes with all arcane phenomena. Clearly, arcane technology was involved in building this instrument. Of course, it's connected to the storm. Almost everything is. This answer does little to satisfy Ulrich. So you're saying it isn't unique? Precisely. We need more evidence before we can come to that conclusion. But uniqueness isn't supported by any current of evidence. Before any rebuttal can come, she continues. We plan to establish different array systems to correlate change between information patterns. But these methods won't eliminate all errors. We'll be forced to acknowledge the inherent chaos of the system. We can spend immense communication power exploring every possibility of half a century and still end up with nothing. Ulrich's silence suggests he has already considered these issues. We can request more resources to address the problem you mentioned. That will require submitting a dedicated research project application, including a preliminary evaluation of personnel, funding, and equipment. It won't be easy to justify the research value. We just can't just turn the whole crypto team into an isoloscope crypto unit. Where will we find people with the necessary time and expertise to join the project?
Wait!
Even she seems surprised by her silent bout of inspiration. I know just the person. Was it X? Dora strides personally down the corridor, like a deer charging through the forest. Ulrich jogs behind her. She comes to a stop in front of a closed door. Just as she is about to ring the doorbell, Ulrich intercepts her. A word of warning, Dora. Enigma has been a recluse for years. Any attempts to communicate with him won't end well.
Come on. He deserves a chance just like anyone else.
I dealt with worse characters, you know. Those awful old math professors who take pleasure in insulting students. I picked up a few new tricks, don't you worry. She takes a few deep breaths to slow her racing heart. When she speaks again, her tone is entirely different, like someone trying to persuade a child to do something.
What's this? New puzzle games! Wanna give it a try, Adler?
This is absurd. She coughs before switching to a more formal tone.
We're facing a serious problem that requires your expertise, Mr. Adler. I trust it falls within your responsibilities to assist us with this matter.
He'll only laugh in the face of such a fabrication. Her tone shifts again, this time sounding like a restaurant server.
Mr. Adler, a messy room isn't doing your mental state any good. Let our Clean Up for Mental Clarity group give you a hand.
So I'm guessing Dora had been talking to or trying to start a conversation with Adler. That one doesn't have any work-related information. Finally, her tone becomes elaborate.
So what's your brilliant idea then?
We shouldn't focus on how to communicate. No, we should focus on how to complete the task with as little communication as possible. Why don't you organize the materials, open the door, drop the documents on the floor, and leave. Then you can check back later to see if there's any progress. What a convincing solution. Then we're in agreement. Ulrich ignores the sarcasm in her voice, steps forward and rings the bell. At that moment, the door swings open. Huh? An unexpected figure stands in the doorway.
Good day, Madam Hoffman. I didn't expect you to be here.
The honor is mine, though. The honor is mine, though I don't believe you met.
Miss Hoffman.
Long time no see. This is Dora, a research assistant in the cryptographic team. A hint of surprise colors Hoffman's face. Ulrich, so your holiday is over? Yes, I just returned to headquarters. Were you looking for Adler? Dora quickly takes over the conversation. Yes, the cryptographic team hopes to enlist his help. Hoffman gives a soft sigh, visibly wary.
I think.
Now is not a good time to approach him. Adler is unwell. Understood. In such a situation, no one could inquire about the statistics of the condition. Does he have a bacterial infection from being in a confined space for so long? It isn't a bacterial infection. Dora takes a quick step forward, putting herself between Ulrich and Hoffman. Madam Hoffman, is there anything we can do to help?
Of course.
There is something I've been considering.
Adler's birthday is coming up.
Birthday?
He's turning 28, but I'll be on a field mission to the Flannan Isles on the date.
Alexa wants to deliver a gift for him on my behalf on that day. This seems like a good opportunity for Dora to break the ice with him.
Absolutely, Madam Hoffman. Leave it to us.
It's appreciated. Thank you.
I'll send the gift to you later. Hoffman, satisfied with the arrangement, leaves at once. Looks like we've been handed a good opportunity. Ulrich feels as though a rock has smashed through his tank. He instinctively pats the glass, checking if that it's still intact. What exactly have you agreed to? Alright, to be continued. So we're probably gonna take a quick break. I don't have to snooze the ad for the thing, so looks like we have what, 3 more left to do. So let's take a quick break. So this is 1-7, but it's actually part 6. So part 6, a not so happy birthday. So wonder what's happening, because Adler's birthday is coming up soon. A door creaks open, stirring up a small cloud of dust. Luckily, this visitor has no need to breathe. The office occupant hides behind a covering stacks of paper, paying little attention to the intruder. Visiting hours are over, and you don't have an appointment.
Please, get out.
There's no such thing as visiting hours here. But I still have the right to control my private space. Might I remind you that, functionally, an office is a semi-public space? Treating it as a private property is the result of primitive animalistic instinct and a serious violation of regulations. Theoretical physics research requires quiet, not people walking around and shouting at one another. The sound of scratching paper comes from behind the paper as the Enigma was finishing a crossword puzzle. But you haven't submitted a single architectonic paper of value in 7 years, nor made any other kinds of contribution. How long do you intend to indulge in this humanitarian management idleness? You can't even keep the room clean. Oh, so you returned from holiday as a censuring inspector, have you? I'm still the leader of the cryptographic team. During my absence and since my return, the team has been running efficiently. The number of internal complaints I receive has significantly decreased. You should give your work report to that tin can, not me. Now leave. For the sake of his promise to Hoffman and his responsibility as a leader, Ulrich resists the urge to walk out.
I had no desire to be here, but I gave my word to Miss Hoffman.
Her? I'm here! Dora bursts into the room, 2 cardboard boxes in her arms. She places the box on top of the already massive pile of paper. Sorry I'm late.
Great, another one. Welcome. Make yourself at home. What's next? A full orchestra? A clown jumping out and serenading me?
Well, not exactly.
Happy 28th birthday, Mr. Adler.
Sound of tearing paper fills the room as a crumpled calendar page is thrown over the sack of paper on the desk. Thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot. As her enthusiasm deflates, she gives a pleading look to Ulrich. He responds with an annoyed shake of his head. Mr. Adler? I brought something for you. Yes, the box you so kindly already piled on my desk. One is signed by Greta Hoffman. Who's the other one for? For you, of course. She quickly unwraps it for him. What? What happened to it? What is this? It's the birthday cake Dora prepared. I assume you haven't utterly detached yourself from society, that you don't understand its significance. When did she mess up? She lets out a helpless scream. Who put so many candles on it? Haha, let's see. 28, genius. Oh, so Ulrich did it. It took a precise calculation to fit 28 candles perfectly on the cake. Let me tell you.
This is not happening.
There's no need to worry about your health, Dora. There's no evidence that ingesting paraffin and a small amount of dye cause any illness. Right, what should we be worried about is carbon monoxide poisoning. No, that's not the problem. It's that...
I can't even look at it.
He hurriedly closes the cake box. Sorry, Mr. Adler. I'll get you a new one. No need. I'll eat this one. Then, considering the fire hazard, let's skip lighting the candles. But we still have to sing the song. I even learned the German version. I understand English, by the way. When will your enthusiasm end? It's a magical song, don't you think? It sounds cheerful in any language. She takes a deep breath.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, lieber Adler. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
The final note hangs in the air before crashing to the ground like a solitary raindrop. What's with all the silence? All three of them in total silence. From the birth of the universal to the heat death of all things, there has not been and will never be silence so profound. Was my German off? Enigma glances at the cake on the paper pile, his expressions resembling someone who has just swallowed a worm.
Is anyone going to tell me what's going on here? Am I the one losing my mind here, or is it you two? This room is chaotic enough as it is. Leave, and don't come back.
The heavy atmosphere seems to have created an unresolvable standoff. All attempts at social interaction has ended in dismal failure, like a well-intentional ship crashing into the iceberg. No one wants to blow out unlit birthday candles. But...
We've done all that we can. Let's go, Dora.
To be continued. So, part 7. Dossier or dossier? I can't pronounce it. Among the tears of the daily work, the not-so-happy birthday party is gradually forgotten. Yeah, Abby. So far so good. We're almost done with the event. I think 2 more stages left. And then we'll go on to the next story, character story. How's your day? Are you still at work or getting off of work? Up next for the stretch. Alright, next week for the stretch. The investigator's analysis report on unknown indication has been sorted. Dora places a stack of paper forms on the desk and retrieves a floppy disk from her pocket. This disk contains some known incantation similar to the one the investigators reported. We can use it as a reference during the deciphering. Very helpful indeed, Dora. Ulrich takes the report from the top of the pile and gives a quick look over. These incantations seem very common. I'll process the information as soon as possible. As for the time needed to decode them, I can't give an estimate, as always. We'll take it one step at a time. Ulrich stands in his usual spot by the workbench, a steaming cup of coffee nearby. The oscilloscope lies quietly in the corner of the room. Only the cryptographic team knows how this device isn't part of the lab computing system. After 8 hours of hard work, Ulrich puts down the paper and hits the save shortcut on the keyboard. Let's call it a day. Ulrich writes a few notes on the pad and sticks it on the base of the monitor, a long-standing end-of-day ritual. Dora, who has been quietly waiting nearby, suddenly swats down as if responding to a signal. Impressive lead. We clocked out on time for 47 consecutive days. It's my duty to prioritize the health of my team members, and, of course, I need rest too. He plugs the brown nose channel into his neck. The calming music designed for his kind reverberates inside the glass tank. Rejuvenate, Ulrich glances at the oscilloscope in the corner of the room. You can head out for the day. I'm going to reorganize the oscilloscope historic data. It hasn't emitted any new signals since the last storm. You'll just be cycling through the same old data. Maybe there's still something of value to be found. Though, of course, I don't expect to find much. Do you need help? Ulrich unplugs the music cable to ensure he heard her correctly. You want to stay? Yes. I'll remove the work on oscilloscope. Wait. I removed the work on oscilloscope's cryptographic for the team's calendar. It's my personal problem now. No need to spend your time on it.
Go on ahead. I'll stay a little longer.
You won't get any overtime pay. I know, but until you figure out what's going on with that little thing, you'll never be able to rest. For the sake of the whole team, let's just get this personal problem over with. Shall we? Honestly, this feels more like a physical labor than mathematics. The more forms and patterns we organize, the more possibility arises, and the more options we have to sift through in the end. Most data cryptographic involves this kind of process. Just think of it as a little game to relax with after work, rather than a physical job. That way, even if we discover this is just an elaborate year-long prank, we won't suffer too much disappointment. As you wish, lead. The signal is being interfered by many shielding devices. Let's hope we got enough key signals to transmitter. The letter in the upper left of the icon shows. Okay. Also, what to do? A, then B. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Alright, thank you for the lurk. Take care, and thank you for the raid again. Alright, make good use of the signal amplifier and boost the signal. And suffer the... Okay. So... That didn't work, is this? Okay. Oh. So... We did it! Today's results, like those of the past few years, amount to nothing. But both Ulrich and Dora has grown accustomed to the fruitlessness of this work.
Let's call it a day.
Don't waste any more of our time. See you tomorrow, lead. Dora packs up her belongings as she prepares to leave. Ulrich pours the remaining of the coffee from the team's shared pot and drinks it, grit and all. They each carry out their unusual end of day routine, just like any ordinary day. Dora opens the lab door to reveal an unexpected visitor.
Very well.
You are both here. It's Lucy! Clearly, today isn't an ordinary day. The alarm blares alongside the whining of machines. Madam Lucy? We are in an emergency situation. Foundation investigator Marcus has not sent back information on Vienna about the leader of Venice Vindicta's immunity to the storm. The entire cryptographic team is to focus on decoding the incantation, effectively immediately. To be continued. Alright, we got the last one. Part 8. Nebular Hypotenuse. Nebular Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse.
Look at this.
He's still here.
Oh dear.
Clearly, Ulrich's ability to enact a hunger strike has severely underestimated, even by his fellow strikers, who have all since given up.
Reinstate Madam Lucy! End her suspension!
He periodically voices a man, only to be met with silence. Again! Is his head clamped between those two Neo-magnets or something? Let's go. They shoot Ulrich a brief dismissal glance before hastily leaving. Damn it. 10 minutes have passed, with no new sympathizer joining Ulrich's cause. In the bustling plaza outside the community building, Ulrich has become the center of the circular no-man land for a few meters of radius. Half an hour later, the morning rush subsides, and the square is left mostly empty. Only a few latecomers, leisurely clutching their coffee, strolls by. Is that Adler? A burst of hurried footsteps echoes through the square, getting louder and louder. The steps seems to be coming straight for Ulrich. No use trying to stop me. I won't be swayed by any appeasement tactics. He turns fully prepared for a showdown with the Foundation.
Just get back in there.
Adler.
Who could have expected this? Don't you see I'm... Yes, hunger striking. How very clever are you. Who else would possibly think of such a genius idea?
What are you planning on doing? Waiting out here until the whole thing crumbles under its own weight?
I can't leave until I get some results. It would be outright a declaration of LSCC's political defeat. Enigma grits his teeth in frustration. Defeat? Madame Luce is gone, and the LSCC is still struggling to find a suitable successor. How much more defeated can we be? The power play are over. There's nothing left for the little people like us to do. Hey Anton, how's everything? How's your stream? Thank you for the raid again. Welcome in, raiders. So these might be spoilers for you. We're just doing the event that's after you beat the main event. This is the orc story. Yep. So did you finish the event? I did a dirty rolls and still haven't gotten Bakara. Hey Cam. Hey Amy Fire. How's everyone? Oh, you finally got her? Yeah, I was thinking of finishing Ulrich's story, then swapping over to Baracola's story. Alright. Thank you for the raid again. I know it might be late for you, or I'm not sure, or early for you, I'm not sure, but if you need, you know, grab food, you know, do some self-care. Yeah, because I know, Baracola's story still has 6 more days, I believe. And the Regulus' one is 11 days. So I'm like, since I already started this one last stream, I started stage 1 last stream, I might as well finish the story. Then we'll just hop on over to Baracola. Alright. Take care, Yane. I hope you have a good rest. Alright, let's go back to story. We're on the final stage for Ulrich's event anyway. Even if you stand here all day, you just become a statue like any other. No one in this great institution can even glance at you. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Besides, I'm not handling all the piled up paperwork for you. That was never my responsibility to begin with. Great, then then let a trophy take over the LSCC. I'm sure it won't take long for the lab to spawn its own Big Bang. My goal isn't to plunge the LSCC into chaos. Even doing the tiniest bit of actual work would make the statement more convincing. Like finally figuring out the isoscope that you still seem to know almost nothing about. Wonder if this is the final puzzle for the oscilloscope. How do you know about the oscilloscope? It's not exactly inconspicuous. In a crucial place for decoding incantation, there's a machine that's utterly useless, and no one knows what it's for. Meanwhile, a magnetic tape besides it contains years of research notes on the thing. You read the research notes? Before Ulrich can make a case for the invasion of his privacy, a new possibility catches his attention. Enigma picks up the pristine notebook, already filled with letters and symbols. Not only did I read them, I added a few notes on my own. I have to say, some of your early hypnotists were laughable. Potential awakened? That was simply rise of courtesy. Clearly such considerable are beneath you. Ulrich snatches the notebook from Enigma's hands. Enigma gives no resistance. The writing on the page is dizzying. This isn't standard mathematical or logical notations. What exactly have you written here? You need better tools to sort out my cryptographic process before this little notebook runs out of pages. A glimmer of hope flickers through Ulrich's circuits.
Did you manage to crack those codes?
Enigma is well prepared to deflect such heavy expectation. I'm not some kind of character who shows up at the end of the story to magically fix all the protagonist's problem. I only managed to uncover one issue. He takes the notebook from Ulrich, flipping to a page marked with red notations. After the sixth storm, the isoscope stopped generating new data. The final segment of information is unlike anything that came before it. I'm surprised how deaf you are to news outside the LSCC. Look here, 1966. Almost simultaneously with the isoscope signal cut off, a LSCC satellite fell out of orbit. The fact that the two coincide suggests that the isoscope may be a receiver for a satellite signal. I hadn't noticed that coincidence, but we have already ruled out that possibility. A receiver wouldn't have repeatedly received signals from the same satellite across multiple storms. What about when the world was in era before the invention of satellites? Where did the isoscope signal originate from then? A silent smirk tugs on Enigma's lip.
Haven't we only just found a way to survive the storm?
If this is truly a satellite signal receiver, we need to use this news perspective to solve the issue. But that's just a hypothesis. Exactly. What about as valid as your awakened hypothesis, don't you think? Assuming it was built based on the LSCC Aerospace Engineer Standard, its encryption methods should have discernible patterns. We can extract information fragments and cross-reference them with existing encoding standards. Then, we can iterate through all possibilities. Perhaps we need to keep existing encoding standards in mind, and manually adjust the shielding device, the encrypting sequence to something workable. Alright. So let's see. So A, wait, how we get A? Oh, A. So let's see. Okay, so next will be B. And C, D, and E. Then we where's E? Where's E? Wait, so where's B? Oh wait, wait, okay. Oh wait. DC. Oh wait, no. Wait a sec. B. So E is right there. So C E D, so D. Now. Huh? Oh. We got it. No, well, these are I'm doing the side events now, so some of the side events has different puzzles or little gimmicks that makes it different from like something new. But some of the familiar stuff are the Manus, the main bulletin, which is like the raid bosses, the Utah games, which is like the card, almost like the card battles, or like what's it? Or trying to beat the stages within the like a low amount of rounds. So like the other stuff are just the same, which is antidotes, which is the character stories. So this character story has like different gimmicks. So this is one just most like a puzzle thing that they haven't had before. The very room itself seems to be holding its breath. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm about to do that in the one next, hopefully. The two figure watch in silence. Their silhouette reflects on the main display among the number of ongoing analysis. A crisp and exhilarating signal.
It's done.
The two of them lean closer to the monitor. The number sequence translates to a new algorithm has passed the verification program. From the first to the last character, every fragment aligns with the existing pattern. In simple terms, we eliminate the garbled piece of data from the original signal. This sequence must be decipherable. If it's from a satellite, then what could it be? What kind of data would a satellite transmit back to Earth? Enigma bends over the keyboard, typing furiously. Have you got an idea? It's not hard to guess. Satellite data would undoubtedly include images. Why? Why? Every space agency desperate for public funding tries to take pictures of the moment their satellite goes into orbit. Because clueless bureaucrats in the media can only understand where the money went when they went to see a colorful picture. So this string of transmitted data must decode into an image. Enigma hits the final enter key with a dramatic flourish, accidentally triggering the room's light switch in the progress.
We've done it.
The CRT monitor looks tirelessly, painting a vibrant, unsaturated nebula across its screen.
I never would have expected this.
Even these two rational scholars can't help but marvel at the surreal brilliance of the image.
A photo from space. Then there must be more. Which nebula is that?
No clue. Better to leave that to the astronomers. But here, see the timestamps?
2004? So then the satellite hasn't been affected by the storm.
Well, that's what we found out in the main story, I think, right? With the satellites from each of the years.
We only managed to produce the first equilibrium umbrella days ago. Who could have built this satellite?
Unless it's a satellite from the future. Wait. No, I can't. Wait. Oh. Yeah, who could have built a satellite?
Could it be that some engineer made it immune to the storm entirely by accident?
That's as unlikely as you starving to death. Or perhaps...
It's a time traveler?
Perhaps it was something on board that protected it. Something naturally immune to the storm, with no need for any input or modifications.
And if we did the story, I believe it's Regulus's record. I forgot what the record was called.
Something that would undoubtedly help us decipher the storm itself.
And that's the end of Ulrich's story. Let's see. Name on. Do we get any crystal drops? No crystal drops. Alright.